the last stop before the New World. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We are ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hope.
Now we will have the national anthem of the Black Ferns, New Zealand.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Donnybrook Stadium in downtown Dublin for what surely will be an exciting Women's Rugby World Cup preview between the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the world. We have in the red Canada and New Zealand. Black Ferns getting set for their haka. Black Ferns of New Zealand and led by Canada's captain, Kelly Russell, the ladies in red, standing up to the challenge. Should be a great test match here at Donnybrook Stadium. My name is Brian Kelly, thanking you for tuning in wherever you are around the world for this exciting Women's Rugby World Cup preview. Less than 9 months away from the World Cup. This is the 12th meeting between the Black Ferns and Canada, with Canada looking for their first ever victory over New Zealand.
So number 9 for New Zealand, Kendra Coxedge gets us underway, kicking towards the activate.
Beautiful day here in downtown Dublin. It is a bit chilly, but perfect conditions for rugby. Canada will be going from left to right on your screen, with New Zealand from right to left. We are playing on artificial turf here today, but no matter, the conditions are perfect as Kendra Coxedge, the number 9 for New Zealand, gets us underway as that one finds ground, but picked up there by Chelsea Guthrie just inside Canada's 22. Pick and go now from the forwards, driven back there by Charmaine Smith of the Black Ferns. Here's Russell, the captain for Canada, with support by Blackwood. Here's Belchos. Takes a second, trying to find touch on this near side. And a bit of a late hit there from Savage, but the play moves on. Two very strong teams here with Canada and the Black Ferns, both boosted by the returnees from the Rio Olympic Summer Games. Canada with their captain Kelly Russell, as well as Karen Paquin, both bronze medal winners from Rio. New Zealand, the silver medal winners in Rio. They had Portia Woodman and their fly half, Kelly Brazier. We'll have a line out here on the near side, about 30 meters out from Canada's line. This is Fi Fa'amusili, New Zealand captain, with the throw-in. Taken well by the middle jumper there, Coxedge to Brazier into the midfield. Now good line break here for New Zealand, and it couldn't quite find Winiata. That would have been a clear pathway to the try line. Here's Woodman, always a threat. Canada's going to have to make solid tackling here in the first phase through the back line, proving to be an early line break here for New Zealand. So a bit of pressure early on here for the Canadians. New Zealand's backline always deadly, with Coxedge, Brazier, Wycliffe, Ali, Hohepa, Woodman, and Winiata in the fold. Ball won there by Canada. Here's Guthrie finding Russell. Show and go herself, but she's stopped in her tracks. Penalty awarded to the Canadians. Coming in from the far wing, Harvey will find touch. Magali Harvey, of course, the 2014 Women's Rugby Player of the Year. New Zealand had 2 Players of the Year in 2015, with Portia winning it for the Sevens game and Kendra Coxedge in the 15s version. Overthrown there by Laura Russell. New Zealand ball on the front foot here. Coxedge finding Gubb. Tackled there by Russell. Numbers out wide here for New Zealand. Good boot tackle there by Burke. Coxedge. Good offload there coming from Charmaine Smith. Tackled well by JC Gruznik. Here's Coxedge trying to work the blind side. Driven hard into contact there is Alicia Nelson. Gubb. Stopped hard by Blackwood. Numbers here for New Zealand if they can use it. Here's Hohepa, has Winiata. One more around the outside, booted forward. Ball finding into touch there. That was kicked forward by Renee Wycliffe. So New Zealand with plenty of pressure and possession here in the early stages. Third line out here for Bolton, Ontario's Laura Russell. She goes to the back. Stolen there by the Black Ferns. A little show and go. Driving up there is Aroa Savage. But a knock on. And once again, Canada will have the set piece. Couple of early jitters here by both teams. Both of these sides played last Saturday. Canada handily defeating Ireland 48-7 in Dublin. And New Zealand with the come-from-behind victory over England 25-20 in London. So a tight turnaround for both of these teams. But that's what this November tour is for, playing lots of games, all in preparation for the World Cup next year. Once again, stolen there by the Black Ferns. Well, the referee saying it came out the tunnel, so have a scrum once again for Canada. Canada's forward pack. Carolyn McEwen, Laura Russell, Dalika Menon in the front row. Latoya Blackwood, Kayla Mack in the second row. JC Gruznik, Karen Paquin, and Kelly Russell. And Russell picking down this blind side, supported well by Gruznik, but needs to get to ground. Still inside the 22. Here's Guthrie. She needs to get this ball out. Not releasing in the tackle is the call. Today's referee is Helen O'Reilly from the IRFU. Russell once again cannot find Gruznik, and that ball is knocked on at the back by Menon, so another missed opportunity for Canada to get out of their own half. As mentioned earlier, these are the two top world-ranked sides. New Zealand having a stranglehold on that number one position for the last 10 years or so. And Canada, with their victory over Ireland, returning into the number two position, with England in the third place. Good push here from the Canadians, but a penalty awarded to New Zealand for boring in from the side. Strong push there by the front row of Canada, but New Zealand ball. New Zealand are coached by Glenn Moore, who took over in 2015 as the head coach of the Black Ferns. Canada, led by Francois Ratier, who's been head of his charges since 2013. Of course, had their best ever finish at the 2014 World Cup in France. Second place. Here's Coxage. Clean ball off the top of the scrum. Inside the Canadian 22 now. Sloppy ruck here for New Zealand. Looks to have been turned over by Canada. Advantage. Here's Russell to Burke. Here's Aleri. Switch ball called by Zussman. Good forward ball here from the Canadians. Russell to Menon. But one there by New Zealand. We're going to come back to the original advantage here for Canada. Kick not finding touch from Harvey, moved into the midfield now. Here's Coxage. Pressure being put on by Burke. She's tackled well. Here's Tessier trying to wrap up Kelly Brazier in the midfield. New Zealand inside their own half. Box kick coming from Coxage into the hands of Zussman. She has plenty of time. Going right up the middle. Cutting back inside. Good line break here over the halfway mark for Julianne Zussman. Advantage, Canada. Offside being played here by the referee. First time New Zealand's been under a bit of pressure in this game so far. Almost 10 minutes gone. No score between these two sides. Great kick there from Harvey, finding touch just outside New Zealand's 22-meter line. First attacking position here for the Canadians. Once again, cannot find Mack at the back, but the ball is knocked on there by New Zealand. So some early frustrations here in the lineouts for Canada. Attacking scrum here at the 22. Magali Harvey lined up behind the scrum. Belchos wide out left. Here's Russell to Harvey, to Tessier. Here's Zussman. Goes back, cuts inside. Here's Belchos driving it up. Good tackle on the outside there by the Black Ferns. And the ball is won by New Zealand. Holding on. So a good set play there by the backs of Canada, but New Zealand equal to the challenge. Both these sides have so much firepower in their backlines. I doubt this one will stay scoreless for too long. Fa'a Musili to the front jumper, taken well there by Eloise Blackwell. Here's Coxage. Brazier, good tackle from Burke with assistance from Belchos. Not releasing in the tackle is the call. Kept in well there by Blackwood. Here's Guthrie finding Alyssa Alary into midfield. Belchos gets wrapped up. Canada ball. Guthrie to Laura Russell, driving forward. Tackle made there by Carla Hohepa. Still maintaining, not releasing though. The knees of Laura Russell on the ground. Therefore, the New Zealand player has to release. So penalty in favor of Canada. Another sloppy ball there from the lineout. Canada's going to have to clean this up. We'll have attacking scrum here for New Zealand. All of New Zealand's backs on the right side of the scrum. Big open blind side, but a good push coming from Canada, but penalized once again. Called for collapsing it. Fa'a Musili here on this near sideline. She's played in 4 Women's Rugby World Cups for New Zealand, with 3 of those them winning the championship, 2002, 2006, and 2010. Perfectly finds the middle jumper. Here's Coxon. She finds a break herself. Can't get to her is Russell on the outside to Winiata. This could be a try for New Zealand. And the first try coming from Winiata after a beautiful break there from Kendra Coxage. Too much pace from the New Zealand scrum half.
Number 15, the fullback, Salika Winiata.
Winiata, also a member of the 7 side. She's a police constable back in New Zealand, but too much pace on the outside after a great left-handed spin pass from the scrum half, Kendra Coxage. This is Coxage looking to add the extra 2 from nearing the sideline. Doesn't have the distance, and we are 16 minutes gone here in the first half. New Zealand Blackburns with a 5-0 lead over Canada. Restart coming from Magali Harvey. Going deep. Taken well there by Toka Natua. Tackled well, but driving forward. Penalized for being held in the tackle, trying to get back up to her feet. So a good drive there from Natua, but just a little bit too far. Quick tap coming from Russell. Here's McEwen to Belchos. Knocked backwards. Can't get it clean there is Burke. Here's Tessier. Aleri trying to find Zussman, cutting back inside. Still on her feet, finally taken down just outside New Zealand's 22. Here's Russell trying to find McEwen, but a big hit coming from New Zealand. This might be turned over. Box kick from the scrum half. Coxage landing into the hands of one of the New Zealand players and kicked directly out of bounds. So a bit of a back and forward play there as both sides making a few mistakes. Knocked on by Kayla Mack. New Zealand advantage here. Ball into the hands of the try scorer, Winiata. Can't quite bring her down. Good cross-cover tackle there from Paquin. Advantage to New Zealand. Coxage. Finds Savage. Still on her feet. Finally brought down. Plenty of players in the open field here for New Zealand. Ball going to ground. We're going to come back to the earlier advantage from a knock-on off a Canadian hand. New Zealand looking deadly with ball in hands through the backs at all phases. Good push from the Canadians, but it's won by New Zealand. Into the midfield here, and another break right through the middle. Tackle there is Hohepa. Harvey's the first one there. She gets cleaned out. But a penalty in favor of New Zealand. This is surely within range. "20 minutes gone here in the first half. New Zealand leading 5-0 off the try from Salika Winiata. Bright early in the morning in New Zealand, about 2:30 in the morning. In Canada, also quite early. Thank you very much for tuning in wherever you are. Victoria, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Toronto. It's nice to see we have plenty of numbers tuned in for today's broadcast. New Zealand electing to find touch on this instead of going for points. Ball to the back. Overthrown. Blackwood can't get a handle on it clean. Still Canadian ball, but a knock on from the Canadians. So scrappy play here by both teams. The cold conditions might be playing a factor here in Dublin. Great attacking platform here for New Zealand. About 15 meters from Canada's try line, the entire back line spread to this far sideline. Ball going on the blind side. Coxage taken well there by Alyssa O'Leary. Tackle from Paquin. Into the midfield now. Here's Coxage. And taken well there. Stolen by Emily Belchos. I do know if she needs a bit of support here. Finally brought down. Canada will need to spin this ball wide. Russell wrapped up in midfield. Here's Menon. That was a big break there from Emily Belchos. Belchos again to Tessier. To O'Leary. Here's Harvey trying to get around the outside. Finding Julianne Zussman. Good tackle there from Renee Wycliffe. Guthrie to Menon. Driving forward. Double tackled there by New Zealand. Guthrie to McEwen. Into the hands of Mack. Guthrie has numbers outside. Here's Andrea Burke. To Tessier. Running bit sideways here. Cutting back there is Allery. Need to get to ground. Guthrie. To Belchos. Steps back inside. Here's Kayla Mack. Driving forward. Getting around one tackle. Spilled but backwards. And a penalty given to New Zealand. So some excitement there from the Canadians, all stemming from that intercept by Emily Belchos. But New Zealand's defense standing tall. Emily Belchos playing in only her 13th cap. Had the incredible story of helping Canada make it all the way to the 2014 World Cup final at the age of 19 years old. Only playing in her first cap 2 games before the World Cup. Pretty incredible. If you're just joining us, thanks very much for tuning in. We're here at Donnybrook Stadium, just a few blocks down the road from where the pool stages of the Women's Rugby World Cup will be held at University College of Dublin. About 9 months away from that event getting underway. These two sides meeting in Pool A. Taken well there by the Blackferns. Brazier into midfield. Paquin, first one there, trying to get her hands on it. And she does perfectly. That's Karen Paquin. Here's Russell, the captain. Menon, or pardon me, that's McEwen, driven forward. Canada on the front foot here. Guthrie. There's Menon. She gets brought down well by McMenamin. Russell. Big tackle here. And it looks to have been stolen there by the Blackferns. Canada will have to reset their defense. Kick is blocked by Paquin. Back into the hands of the New Zealand player. Here's Brazier. Kick into midfield. Taken well there by Magali Harvey, trying to get around the outside. Here's JC Gruznik. Good leg drive. Tessier's right there with her. Carolyn McEwen, tackled well by Charmaine Smith, needs to get to ground. Latoya Blackwood out the back to Belchos. High pass to Zussman. Here's Allery, trying to get past Portia Woodman. Those two have seen each other on the 7th circuit plenty of times. But the ball is called back for a forward pass. From my vantage point, it didn't look forward, but referee Helen O'Reilly seeing it the other way. Beautiful facility here at Donnybrook Stadium. This is the home of the Leinster Academy, as well as Old Wellesley RFC and Bective Rangers Football Club. Good scrummage there by the Canadians as they're awarded a free kick. Kayla Mack can't hold on to that one. Head coach Francois Ratier will not be pleased with the errors made so far in this first half. Toka Natua back on her feet after a bit of medical attention here. Almost 28 minutes gone in the first half. Still 5-0 for New Zealand. Leading Canada off the try of Salika Winiata. Scrum now for the Black Ferns. Brazier to Ali. Big tackle there by Andrea Burke. Coxage. On this near side, line break made well there by Savage. Inside Canada's 40 now. Bit isolated there. Driving it up is Alicia Nelson. Pick and go from Savage. Pick and go again. Driving forward, good leg drive. Still on her feet, finally taken down by Guthrie. Forward ball here for the Black Ferns. Penalty in favor of New Zealand. Not releasing in the tackle is the call. Referee wanted to have a few words with Captain Kelly Russell. Fa'a Masili saying to Coxage to take the points. Coxage made her debut in 2007 against Australia. Like many of these players on this team, splitting her duties between the 15s and 7s version of the game. Scored a try in last weekend's game against England. See if she can add an extra 3 points here. The kick is up, and so are the flags. 8-0 the score now for the Black Ferns ahead of Canada with 10 minutes to play in the first half.
Penalty to New Zealand, converted by number 9 in this first half, Kendra Coxage. The score Canada 0, New Zealand 8.
Another high restart, landing in the hands of Toka Natua. Tackled well there by Captain Kelly Russell. Here's into midfield now. Driving it up is Charlene Gubb. Brazier backpedaling, going to the boot. That one bobbled by Allery. Here's Harvey trying to find some space, gets around one defender. Into the hands of Guthrie now. In midfield. Laura Russell driving it forward, tackled well by Blackwell. Gruznik. High looping pass, can't quite find Belchos. Here's Burke, she'll have to clean this one up. Canada losing about 15 meters off that pass. Guthrie, Russell. Show and go there by the Canadian captain. She breaks the gain line, advantage to Canada. Here's Russell. Driving forward once again, tackled by Eloise Blackwell. Offside is the call against the Black Ferns. Here's Guthrie, finding Russell. Zussman driving into the midfield now. Quick tackle there by Hohepa. Canada will have to slow this one down as the scrum half is taken into the play. Slow ball here for the Canadians. New Zealand trying to disrupt it. Here's Belchos. Going to the boot. Taken well there by Wycliffe. Fake with Winiata. Can't get around Tessier into midfield. Here's Ali. Tackled by her opposite number. That's Andrea Burke. Getting a hand on it is Magali Harvey. Stolen by Canada. One New Zealand player down just on the right side of your screen there. Interesting call there by the referee as the knee of the Canadian player with ball in hand was on the ground. But a scrum to New Zealand. Back up on her feet there is Chelsea Alley, the inside center for New Zealand. Bit of medical attention, seems to be okay. She's returning to the back line. Alley from North Harbour made her debut against England. Another good push from the Canadians, but a penalty boring in from the side is the call.
It's not true. Take a look at the film. Come on, ref.
Ball back inside Canadian territory now. We'll have a line out here on the 40-meter line for the Black Ferns. About 6 minutes to go in this first half. Fa'a Musili to the middle jumper. It's Coxage to Brazier. There's Ali. Tackled well there by Burke. Stopped dead in her tracks. Pick and go. Getting around the outside. And another penalty, not releasing in the tackle. Canada with possession once again. Magali Harvey cannot find touch, but a mistake there by Winiata goes off her hands and into touch. So with about 5 minutes to go here, Canada with a line out just outside New Zealand's 22. Going to the back jumper, but stolen once again there by New Zealand. Kicked forward. So Canada getting lucky again. They'll have an attacking scrum here off a knock-on from Coxage. This is the 7th appearance for Chelsea Guthrie of Calgary, Alberta. Here's Russell to Harvey, going herself. Tackled there by Brazier just inside the 22. Burke, little show and go herself, needs a bit of support. Blackwood. Good shove there for Canada. Here's Belchos going herself. Driven forward, brought down there by Aroa Savage. Carolyn McEwen. But the ball is spilled forward, their advantage for New Zealand. So another missed opportunity there by the Canadians. Too many mistakes in the first half by both these sides. Canada still looking to get on the board here, trailing 8-0 off the Winiata try and the penalty from Kendra Coxage. Picked up at the base of the scrum there by the number 8. Good tackle from Gruznik. Stolen there by the Canadians. Here's Guthrie to Belchos. Here's Burke. Smashing it up the middle. Tackle well there by Ali. Puts the ball to the ground so she gets back up. Here goes Burke. Still on her feet. Driving forward. Brought down there by Winiata. 5 meters out now. But a penalty. Not releasing in the tackle is the call. Unfortunate after a good line break there by Andrea Burke. Canada knocking on the door here. New Zealand stepping up with their defense. Harvey trying to keep it in on this near sideline, but she was out of bounds when she swatted the ball out. You have to jump from inside the field of play if you're going to try and swat it back in. Not long on the clock now. New Zealand trying to get out of this unscathed with a line out here. Fa'amasila. Stolen there by Murphy. Bobbled back by Karen Paquet into the hands of Magali Harvey. Here's Burke. Has numbers. Good hand fend on her opposite number. Needs to get to ground. Here's Latoya Blackwood driving forward. Needs a bit of support. Here's Gruznik. Canada on the front foot here. Guthrie. Belchos. Zussman. Spilled forward, but an advantage. We're going to come back. Referee reaching into her pocket. And a yellow card handed out to New Zealand. So nearing the end of this first half, not rolling away is the call.
Referee Helen O'Reilly has shown a yellow card to New Zealand number 5, Charlene Gubb.
There you heard it. It is Charlene Gubb, second row for New Zealand, will sit off for 10 minutes. Magali Harvey electing to go for points here. Harvey finished second at the World Cup in 2014, 61 points in 5 games. Second only to Emily Scarrett of England. Off the post, the ball is live, picked up by Coxage, and she's just going to find touch. This could be the end of the first half. So the referee blowing it down. New Zealand getting away with one there as the penalty attempt from Magali Harvey finds the right post but stays out. So the scoreline 8 for New Zealand and 0 for Canada. The try being scored by Salika Winiata and the penalty coming from Kendra Coxage. My name is Brian Kelly. Thanking you for tuning in here. This is Canada against the New Zealand Black Ferns in Dublin. We will be back in about 15 minutes. Stay tuned.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hopes and the bravest dreams. It'll bring everyone to their feet. It'll bring a roar into every voice. It'll bring this great game into a nation's heart. It'll bring the world to us and us to the world. Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland, August 2017. Bring it.
Long before anyone can remember, there was a small island on the edge of the world, the last stop before the new world. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We are ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hopes and the bravest dreams. It'll bring everyone to their feet. It'll bring a roar into every voice. It'll bring this great game into a nation's heart. It'll bring the world to us and us to the world. Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland, August 2017. Bring it.
Long before anyone can remember, there was a small island on the edge of the world, the last stop before the new world. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We are ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hopes and the bravest dreams. It'll bring everyone to their feet. It'll bring a roar into every voice. It'll bring this great game into a nation's heart. It'll bring the world to us and us to the world. Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland, August 2017. Bring it.
Long before anyone can remember, there was a small island on the edge of the world, the last stop before the new world. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We're ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hopes and the bravest dreams. It'll bring everyone to their feet. It'll bring a roar into every voice. It'll bring this great game into a nation's heart. It'll bring the world to us and us to the world. Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland, August 2017. Bring it.
Long before anyone can remember, there was a small island on the edge of the world, the last stop before the new world. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We're ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hopes and the bravest dreams. It'll bring everyone to their feet. It'll bring a roar into every voice. It'll bring this great game into a nation's heart. It'll bring the world to us and us to the world. Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland, August 2017. Bring it.
New Zealand centre number 13, Carla Coepa, is replaced by number 22, Jana Vaughan.
We're moments away from kickoff here at the second half. New Zealand leading Canada 8-0. Has Magali Harvey going deep with the restart. Kendra Coxedge will just play this one, trying to find touch, but it's landing into the hands of Kelly Russell. Good attacking position here for Canada. Harvey to Belchos. Only one change to start this second half. Quick tap here from Chelsea Guthrie. She needs some support. Into the hands of Alyssa Allery. Wrapped up well there. Guthrie to Belchos. Karen Paquin. Guthrie good to get that ball out quickly. Here's Burke cutting back inside. Still driving forward. Wrapped up by Eloise Blackwell. Belchos. Good pace, but an even better tackle there by the Blackferns on the far side. Laura Russell driving forward herself. Good wrap tackle by Nelson. Guthrie going blind again. Here's Belchos. Going for a little grubber through. Can Harvey get to it? And Winiata having a big hit on Harvey. Referee says play on. New Zealand starting the second half. One player down as Charlene Gubb will be in the sin bin for another 9 minutes or so. New Zealand setting the drive. Good stop there by Canada. Tackle from Blackwood. New Zealand under pressure here. Here's Brazier trying to find touch, but it's into the hands of Harvey. Here's Zussman. Now, Allery. She goes herself. That's Alyssa Allery, wrapped up by the boots by Portia Woodman. Good last-ditch tackle there by the New Zealand winger. Here's Kayla Mack. Wrapped up by Winiata. New Zealand just booting this ball down. Can't get a handle on it there. Here's Tessier. She's diving on it. Winiata's the first one there. And a penalty in favor of Canada. So plenty of pressure there by Canada, but can't convert. Now Megley Harvey will find touch once again. First line out of the second half here coming from Laura Russell. Chelsea knocked back by Gruznik. Here's Belchos into the hands of Valeri. Here's Karen Paquin. Stopped, cutting back. Tackled well there, but a good drive by the Canadians inside New Zealand territory. Taken well there by Belchos, but a big tackle from Portia Woodman. Backpedaling here. Belchos will show and go herself. High tackle, but play on. Here's Tessier. Latoya Blackwood smashes up forward. 2 New Zealand players down after that tackle, but the referee not releasing in the tackle is the call. So Canada and New Zealand just trading penalties here in the early going of the second half. Better life from the Canadians to open this second half. Not finding touch there. That's from Kelly Brazier. Allery takes it in. Here's Blackwood driving forward. She's through the middle. This is Latoya Blackwood. She has players in support. Good offload, but can't quite find Laura Russell. Diving on it there is Zussman. Still in command. Cross kick coming, landing into the hands. But a good play there to get around the tackler. There is Wycliffe. She finds Portia Woodman, always deadly with ball in hand. But a good tackle on that far side. Here's Coxage. Driving up there is McMenamin. New Zealand back inside. Tackled well there by Paquin. Numbers here for New Zealand. Canada are going to have to organize their defense. Here's Coxage. Here's Brazier. To Ali. Can't get a hand on it. There is Ellery. Winiata cuts back inside. Tackled well there by Guthrie. Kelly Russell's quickly on it. Good start to the second half by both these teams. New Zealand still playing with 1 player down. Coxage. To Brazier. Taken well there by Savage into the midfield. Ball is knocked by Karen Paquin. First knock on by Canada, then by New Zealand. Scrum down, Blackfern ball. Another New Zealand player down. Cold conditions here in downtown Dublin, Donnybrook Stadium. If you're just joining us, only points so far in this contest. 1 try by Salika Winiata after a break from Coxage, who about 10 minutes later added a penalty. So now New Zealand leading 8-0. About 6.5 minutes gone here in the second frame. Scrum is almost dead center. New Zealand has options on both sides of the field here. 3 backs out left, 2 out right. Good drive there by the Black Ferns, going on the open side. Here's Coxage. Good tackle by Burke. Wrapped up there by Guthrie is Winiata at the 22 now. Good drive by Karen Pacan. Referee saying it's coming in from the side. Stepping onto the field now is Angie Sasifa. The number 8 for New Zealand, Aroha Savage, stepping off the field. New Zealand here with a line out about 10 meters from Canada's try line.
New Zealand's replacement, number 8, Aroha Savage, replaced by number 20.
Taken well at the front there by Eloise Blackwell. The drive is on now for the Black Ferns. Canada getting set, pushing it towards the sideline. Great tackle there by Karen Paquin. Coxage. Brazier trying to kick forward there. Into the hands of JC Gruznik. Just outside the 22. Good pick up there by the Canadian flanker. Canada calling for it. Going to the grubber. The race is on here on this near side. Can Zussman get her hands on it? Taken well there by the Canadians, but spilled forward. Unfortunate knock on by Allery, but a good kicking option there by Belchos. Hazel Tubick has stepped on the field into the fly half position. New Zealand back to 15 players as Charlene Gubb steps on the field.
And serves for time in the Sylvian, New Zealand number 5, Charlene Gubb rejoins the game.
Coxage from the base of the scrum. Here's Tubick. Out the back. Tessier with a good tackle there on Vaughn. Stolen there by the Canadians. But hands in the ruck is the call. Penalty in favor of the Black Ferns. So after some early pressure on from Canada, it's been New Zealand the last few minutes. We'll have a line out now just outside the 22. Knock forward there by New Zealand, picked up clean by one of the Canadians. Here's Belchos. No room, she's just wrapped up at her own 22. Bit of a high tackle there by New Zealand. Referee says play on. Here's Mack. Little show and go herself. Still on her feet, driving forward. Finally brought down there by Alicia Nelson. Russell. Belchos. Right up the middle. Andrea Burke chipped over the top, right into the hands of Vaughn. Good attacking platform, Winiata. Tackle well there by Zussman. Driving forward is Sasifa. Canada reorganizing their defense here. Well taken by Nelson. New Zealand calling for it on this blind side. Here's Brazier. Into the hands, Latoya Blackwood. Here's Magali Harvey. She's got players in support. This is Magali Harvey. Does he have the pace to get around the outside? This is Canada's Magali Harvey touching down for the first try for Canada. Great interception there by Latoya Blackwood, and Canada are on the board. Great vision there by Latoya Blackwood, playing in her 22nd test match for Canada. She knew she didn't have it enough to go the whole distance, so she found Magali Harvey, who certainly does have the pace. And the score now 8-5. This is only the second test match for Canada's Magali Harvey since the Women's Rugby World Cup. She's been focused on the sevens game since then. But she returning in style with a 50-meter try, getting Canada on the board here at Donnybrook Stadium. Andrea Burke trying to add the extra 2. The kick is up, but just missing on the near side. Score now 8-5. Black Ferns leading Canada. Still plenty of time left on the clock.
Canadian centre number 12, Andrea Burke, fails with the conversion attempt. The score Canada 5, New Zealand 8.
Go, Canada!
Substitution for the Black Ferns, New Zealand number 3, Alicia Nelson, replaced by number 24, Atuareo Matua.
Matua on the field for Nelson. New Zealand back underway here. Taken well there by Captain Russell. Guthrie going down the blind side, finding Latoya Blackwood, who smashes her way forward. Russell, once again. Good tackle there by the opposing captain, Fa'a Masili. Stolen there by the Black Ferns. Here's Coxage. Back inside ball. Good tackle by Gruznik. Laura Russell coming in the side. Offside is the call against Laura Russell. Canada has never beaten the Black Ferns. This is their 12th all-time meeting. Last contest was last summer at the Calgary Rugby Park as part of the Women's Rugby Super Series. New Zealand winning that contest 40-22, as well as 2 games down in New Zealand in 2014 before the last World Cup. Yes. Knocked down there by Karen Packham, but an unfortunate knock-on from the Quebec City flanker. About 10 meters from Canada's try line. Big push from both packs. Coxage to Tubic. Goes herself. Well tackled there by Emily Belchos. Driving forward. Ball is out. Into the hands now. There's Portia Woodman. Big tackle. But she's still on her feet. This is Woodman. 5 meters out. Canada defense will have to stand strong. They've got number of the line. And that's a try by Matua. New Zealand answering back and furthering their lead from Matua.
Try for New Zealand, Number 24, Aturea Matua.
Looking to add the extra 2. The kick is up. And just getting over the bar. Score now 15-5. Black Ferns leading Canada. Stepping on the field now, Brittany Waters of the Marilomas Athletic Club. Also splits her time with the Castaway Wanderers. She's stepping on for Montreal Barbarians. Alex Tessier, who's had a great game so far.
Conversion by number 9 for New Zealand, Kendra Coxedge. Converts Matua's try. The score is now Canada 5, New Zealand 15.
Another deep restart coming from Harvey into the hands of Coxedge. High kick into the hands of Gruznik. Here's Harvey. Belchos. Good spin move, rolling out of that tackle.
For Canada, outside centre number 13, Alexandra Tessier. Replaced by
Penalty
number 23,
against the New Zealand player, not releasing in the tackle. Oh, 21 and a half to go here in the second half. Canada trailing by 10. Solid touch finder there by Magali Harvey. Canada going with a quick line out here. Here's Russell. Well taken there by Gruznik. Belchos. Wrapped up there perfectly by Fa'amusili. Burke to Paquin. Tackled well by Sasifa. Russell. Spilled forward there by Zussman. Advantage here to the Black Ferns. Here's Fa'amusili. To Matua, the try scorer. Numbers here for New Zealand. Cutting back inside there is Tubik. Here's Winiata, little show and go herself. She's trying to get through. Tackled well by Guthrie. New Zealand resetting here in the midfield. Tackled there by Paquin. There's Matua. Powerful runner there, but she's isolated. Brittany Waters, fresh on the field, and she is stepping off for a yellow card. Slowing down the ball is the call there by the referee. So Canada's turn now to play with 14 players. Harvey trying to keep that one in on the far sideline.
has shown a yellow card to Canada's 23, Brittany Waters.
Unfortunate there for Waters, who is an experienced veteran on this team. 2 Sevens World Cups and 2 15s World Cups to her name. But now Canada will have to play one player down. And a free kick. Canada going up early. New Zealand spinning this ball out wide. Here's Tubik. To Brazier. 3-on-1 now. Belchos trying to pull down Woodman, and she does. Ball spilling forward at the side of the ruck. Picked up clean there by Belchos. Here's Gruznik. Blackwood. She smashes forward. Good ruck there by Gruznik. Russell. Here's Paquin. Trying to get around Winiata. Those two have played against each other many a time in the 7 series. Here's Russell. To Gruznik. Tackled by Matua. Here's McEwen. Driving forward. Tackled there by Blackwell. Laura Russell gets around one defender. supported there by Belchos. Here's Andrea Burke, right up the middle. Still on her feet. Good drive forward there. Good forward ball there by Burke. Big tackle coming on Dalika Menon. Still the Canadians with possession. Here's Laura Russell switching sides. Belchos to Burke. Going to the boot. Good option. Chase coming on. Here's Winiata. Taken clean by Belchos. Here's Zussman. Needs a bit of support. She drives up. And a big hand fend there from Julianne Zussman. Carolyn McEwen driving forward off a pick and go. New Zealand player not rolling away. Canada playing with advantage. Referee Helen O'Reilly from the IRFU having a few words with the Black Ferns. Captain Fa'u Musili not rolling away is the call. Magali Harvey, Canada's try scorer, will elect to find touch here on this near side. Canada still playing with one player down. About halfway through the 10-minute sin bin on Brittany Waters. Substitution now for Canada. Brianne Miller switching out Chelsea Guthrie, who's had a fantastic contest here. Brianna Miller playing in her 5th test match for Canada. That ball is won clean there by the Canadians, and a penalty against New Zealand. Referee reaching into her pocket here, and another yellow card, this one going to Eloise Blackwell. So both these sides playing with 14 players here.
Has been replaced by number 17, Andoro Utulu. And for Canada, number 9, scrum half Chelsea Guthrie, replaced by number 21, Brianna Miller.
So Itunu stepping on the field for Natua in the front row for the Black Ferns. This is a big line out here for the Canadians. About 15 minutes to go, just over that. Trailing 10 points, 15-5. Another substitution on the field now. Barbara Mervin on for JC Gruznik. Mervin, one of the most experienced players in this Canadian side. Taken well there by Kayla Mack. The drive is on. In the hands of Laura Russell. 4 meters out. Here's Russell. Can she get it down? Try for Canada. Laura Russell one-handed. The breakaway off the driving maul, and Canada get their second try. Beautiful one-handed score there by the Bolton, Ontario native, sister of Captain Kelly Russell. Making things interesting here. Score now 15-10 with 15 minutes to go. The drive is on. In the hands Laura, of course, took over of Laura captaincy Russell. 4 meters for out. Kelly Here's following the Russell. 2014 Can she get World it down? Cup Try to for a year and a Canada. half. Laura While Kelly Russell was focusing on one-handed. Rio and winning a bronze medal with Canada's women's sevens team. Just keeping the captaincy warm, so to speak. Andrea Burke looking to add the extra 2 points here from this near sideline. Well struck by Andrea, but just missing on this near side. Just a hair inside. So the scoreline now, 15-10. Still anyone's game here with 14 left on the clock.
Canadian try, Laura Russell, hooker. Sadly, the conversion was missed. The score, Canada 10, New Zealand 15.
2 front row subs for Canada. Demi Stamatakis is on, and Olivia Demarchant for Carolyn McEwen and Dalika Menon. Here's Emily Belchos into midfield. But a penalty, not releasing in the tackle is the call. So an unfortunate penalty here for Canada. And this would be a big 3 points because this was put it out of one score range here. So an important kick coming for Kendra Coxage.
Substitutional changes for Canada. Number 1, Caroline McEwen, replaced by number 18, Olivia DeMerchant. Number 3, Danica Menon, replaced by number 17, Demi Stamatakis. Number 4, Kyla Mack, replaced by number 19, Tyson Bukbum. And number 6, JC Groznik, replaced by number 20, Barbara Mervin.
Very important kick here to keep it within 1 or push it to 2 scores. Doesn't have the distance, and that one rolls out the back. So Kendra Coxage unable to further her team's lead to 8 points. Still a 5-point game here, 15-10. Just over 12 minutes to go. Both teams with 14 players on the field here, as Harvey going to the right side. Into the hands of the scrum half. Good break up the midfield there. That's Wycliffe. She's in midfield. She has a player in support with her. That's Brazier, but she will go herself. And on the outside is Salika Winiata. New Zealand's backline just too much. Slicing through, and another try here for the Black Ferns. Beautiful run there by Renee Wycliffe. And New Zealand's lead extended with Winiata's second try of the game. So the two Black Fern Sevens, players linking up there. That's Wycliffe into the hands of Winiata for another try. The kick is up, but misses on this near side. So about 10 minutes to go, or just over that, and we have a 10-point game here.
Following Salika Winiata's try, the score is Canada 10, New Zealand 20.
As I was saying, both teams still with one player in the bin, 14-on-14. Another deep restart coming from Harvey. Into the hands here. And a big kick landing in territory where there's no Canadians around. There's Harvey. Little step, show and go herself. Into the hands of Allery, cutting back inside. Tackled on this near side. Miller. Fatima Musili seem to be miles offside here, says the fans, but referee says play on. Stamatakis. Russell. To Belchos. Here's Mervin. Paquin can't hold on to that one clean. Too much pressure there by the Black Ferns. And an uncharacteristic knock-on from Karen Paquin.
Canadian number 23, Brittany Waters, returns to play.
Canada will have a one-player advantage for the next 3 or 4 minutes. Eloise Blackwell still in the sin bin for New Zealand. Free kick awarded to the Black Ferns. Here's Tubik, kicked up over the top. Caught well there by Harvey. Deciding to go for a calling the mark. Tap by Harvey. Here's Russell. Belchos. Here's Waters. Zussman back inside to Waters. Referee saying that's fine. Stolen by Woodman. Coxage. Good wrap tackle there by Stamatakis. But a penalty in favor of Canada. 8 minutes to go here. Canada needs to get things going here, trailing by 10 points. Great kick by Harvey. Here's Russell, the try scorer. Taken well by Mervyn. Miller. To Allery. Here's Paquin, cutting back inside. Big tackle in the midfield. Belchos trying to find Harvey. That one's knocked off the New Zealand player. Referee speaking with her AR. Looking like it was off a Canadian hand. So with about 7 minutes to go here in this second half, we'll have a New Zealand ball. Taken well at the back by Charlene Gubb. Here's Tubic to Brazier. Knocked on by Portia Woodman. Here's Latoya Blackwood. Taken down by Brazier. Driving forward there is the Canadians. Still time left on the clock. Here's Miller. Latoya, pardon me. That's Bukaboom driving forward. Russell. Tackled by Smith. Here's Miller with the quick tap. Canada need to be cautious here. They need 2 scores. Time is not in their favor.
Come on, Canada! Canada!
Great kick there by Harvey. Same position as the last try here for Canada. Time is off, says the referee. 2 substitutions.
Blackburn's number 4, Eloise Blackwell retakes the pitch.
Back to 15 on 15 here. Just over 5 minutes to play. Canada need 2 scores. New Zealand will defend their try line. Taken beautifully there by Mervyn. Into the hands of Russell once again. Stop 5 meters out. Here's Miller. Stamatakis. Good drive forward there. New Zealand disrupting at the base. Looks to have been stolen. Scrum down. Put in by Canada. This is a big set piece here by both sides.
Substitution for New Zealand, number 5, Charlene Gubb, replaced by number 19, Charlene Woodman.
Big push, let's go, Canada! Let's go, push!
At the back now. Russell trying to get her hands on it. Kicked forward there by the scrum half. And now we have a break here for New Zealand. Plenty of numbers on this open side. Here's Woodman. Can't get a handle on there is Zussman. There's Harvey. Wrapping up her player. Canada frantic on defense here. 1 turnover, that's what happens. Here's Brazier. That ball is kicked straight out. So an unfortunate mixed up ball at the base of the scrum for Canada, and it goes 60 meters down the other way. .3.5 to go. Line out now for the Canadians. Mervyn. The drive is on now for Canada. Belchos. Out the back. Here's Harvey. Zussman stops, cuts back. Good tackle there by the New Zealand player. Miller electing to kick over the top. Can't get it clean there as Wycliffe. She finds Winiata, who has 2 tries here today. Tackle coming from Russell. And a penalty to Canada. Canada will look to go quickly here. Here's Bukaboom. Stamatakis. Over the top. There's Harvey. Latoya Blackwood, big hand fend on Smith. Here's Bukaboom. Taken well there by DeMarchant. Canada has plenty of numbers here on this open side if they can use it. Burke cutting back, driving forward. She's still on her feet to Karen Paquin, but she can't quite hold on to it. Oh, unfortunate play there, and ball booted downfield. The race is on now. Tubic against Allery. Bukaboom to Stamatakis, trying to find Harvey. Magali Harvey wrapped up. Still time left on the clock here. Russell goes herself. Good drive there from Captain Russell. Belchos. Mervyn wrapped up well there by Fa'amusili. Belchos. But the ball is stolen there by New Zealand. Kicked ahead. Zussman will have to be quick on this. She's got 2 players on her. Or pardon me, that's Allery. Booted into midfield. Trying to put her players on. Fa'amusili. Here's Wycliffe, who started that last try and a sidestep inside. Another penalty to Canada. Driving in from the side is the call. Canada bench screaming to go quickly. Here's Miller. Bukaboom to Harvey. Little kick forward there coming from Magali Harvey. Bobbled by the New Zealand player. There's Stamatakis. Made a big impact in this game. Laura Russell, try scorer for Canada. Still on her feet. Now she's brought down just outside the 22. Exciting stuff here from both sides. Miller. Belchos. Blackwood. Here's Andrea Burke to Waters. Over the top. Swatted forward there by Zussman, but unfortunately can't quite connect with Elisa Allery. Non-stop action from both teams over the last 5 minutes. Few hands on the knees, as you can see, rightfully so.
Final substitutions for New Zealand. Number 2, Fa'i Fa'amusili, is replaced by number 16, Te Kuro Ingata Aramangate. And for Canada, number 2, Laura Russell, is replaced by number 16, Julia Folk. For New Zealand, number 9, Kendra Coxedge, is replaced by number 21, Christina Sue. And for Canada, fly half Amelia Belchaw is replaced by number 22, Anais Holly.
Could be the last scrum here. And New Zealand will kick it out of bounds. And they are victorious, 20-10. The number 1 world ranked team holding on to their position as they defeat Canada by 10 points here in a Pool A preview of next year's Women's Rugby World Cup.
2 teams together. Final score, Canada 10, New Zealand 20. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the Irish women's team, sponsored by Aon, will take on the world's top seeds, number 1 seeds, the New Zealand Black Ferns, in UCD next Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets available now on ticketmaster.ie/women's rugby. And also to inform you that the Women's Rugby World Cup is coming here to Ireland next year, 2017. Pool stages taking place up the road in Belfield in UCD, with the semi-finals and finals taking place in the Kingspan Stadium, formerly known as Ravenhill in Belfast. Also, those tickets now on sale from ticketmaster.ie.
Well, there you have it. The New Zealand Black Ferns extending their winning streak over Canada to 12 games by a score of 20-10. New Zealand will face Ireland here in Dublin on Sunday. Canada having a bit of a ridiculous situation where they will now fly tomorrow to London and face England on Saturday at Twickenham. Stay tuned for live streaming and TV details for that game. My name is Brian Kelly, thanking you for tuning in wherever you are around the world. Don't forget to use the hashtag BringIt and RWRC 2017. Looking forward to next year's Women's Rugby World Cup. Signing off here from Donnybrook Stadium. Thanks for joining us.
Long before anyone can remember, there was a small island on the edge of the world, the last stop before the new world. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We are ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.
It'll bring memories of past glories. It'll bring new heights of belief and ambition. It'll bring the boldest hopes and the bravest dreams. It'll bring everyone to their feet. It'll bring a roar into every voice. It'll bring this great game into a nation's heart. It'll bring the world to us and us to the world. Women's Rugby World Cup, Ireland, August 2017. Bring it.